Hi, it's Lewis Goldwater here from the Wildlife Trust Reserves Officer for the North Reserves, and I'm here at Birches farm this afternoon because we're in the first stages of reseeding and re-establishing a more diverse wildflower sward in our two of our meadows actually at Birches farm. So I'm just here just as the work's going to be starting on the ground. What will happen is they'll do the ground preparation. You'll see that the field has actually been quite tightly grazed by cattle, and when the ground's all prepared, we'll cut some hay from one of the other species rich meadows, bring it over straight away, get it strewn and spread, but the first stage is just to get the ground just turned over a little bit. So I'll show you some examples, and we'll see what the machine itself is actually doing to the ground. Okay, what you're seeing now is the field that's been quite tightly grazed by cattle. You can see they've taken off a lot of the sward. Obviously, they've gone for the nice, tasty flowers as well, but that's all right because that's what we want. The important thing when re-establishing the meadow is that the grass isn't too long, and that's even before we started creating a bit of bare ground as well. You can probably see the first strip that the guys harrowed, the contractors harrowed. So what it is, you'll see it in a minute, there's a machine on the back of the tractor which just breaks up the sward and the ground a little bit, and we want that because we want the seed from the green hay that we're going to be spreading here to have some bare ground to germinate on. If we didn't break up the ground a little bit, and it's around about 50%, then what would happen is the seed would just sit on the surface and probably wouldn't get a chance to germinate. It would probably just get dried out and blown away. So we've got the tractor coming up here. And what you'll see is he's not actually ploughing the ground. The harrow, it's just got some rotating spikes on the back of it, and also a roller as well, so that just begins to scuff up the ground a little bit. Working at low speed, and the actual gearing on the machine means it's not really turning around particularly fast. It could go actually a lot faster and really break up the ground, and for an agricultural farmer sometimes that's what they want, to create a nice level seed bed for sowing crops. But here we're only trying to just break up the sward a little bit. Obviously there's still flowers and grasses and things in here, so we don't want to eliminate those altogether. All we want to do is create some space for the green hay to establish and the seeds in that green hay to establish. Okay, this is quite a nice view actually. It just compares the before and the after side by side, and you can see there's some bit of bare ground here. There's still bits of the sward which are pretty much intact, but the ideal situation that we're aiming for is around about 50% of bare ground, give or take a little bit, and the contractor's getting this probably just about right now. Any faster and he would just turn over and break up the ground too much. There's a few little spots where it's just scuffed up a little bit more, but you can imagine a cow would do that just from walking around anyway. And here's another bit where it's not broken up as much, so it's just getting some broken ground here, some intact sward there. Okay, here we are on Great Meadow, and this is the start of the green hay being collected off the meadow. You can see it's now been cut. It's nice and green, and the two machines you can see up ahead are the forage harvester, which is going to collect the grass and chop it up and chuck it straight into the hopper of the spreader. This is all going to go onto cockshoot meadow, so this is a good meadow for green-winged orchid and other orchids as well. And this will now be collected. He's just prepping the machine. Just about to reach the first row of grass now. Okay, we're back up at Cockshoot Meadow, and as you can see, the spreader's now made its way up to the field. So we're going to use a little bit of trial and error here, because what we want to do is make sure we've got the right spreading rate for the amount of hay that we've got, and also for the size of field, and that's going to be down to a little bit of adjustment from the actual spreader itself. So he might change the speed of the tractor, he might change the amount of door that's open at the back, and also the speed of the spreaders themselves. There we go.